This is only one Kenobi, only one. And this is a video I've been waiting to do for a long time. Well, you know, since I've bought this thing. This on the left, so, you know something, I'm going to pull back and make a note of the fact that it's really hard to tell the difference between the two, but on the left, you have the Galaxy's Edge Millennium Falcon, the new one, and here is the legacy one. And what I want to do, obviously, as you've seen in the thumbnail, is give you a comparison of the two, and I don't really want to be spending forever on it. I want to give you a few flybys, a few shots of the two of them, and talk to you about my initial reactions to them, what I make of them. You know, was it a mistake that I bought this one after already owning the legacy one? But I'll tell you right from the get-go that this one externally is fantastic. It's really good. But you know what? No wonder Hasbro couldn't get them to showcase the weathering. Like, I did a video, if you're unfamiliar, not long ago, where I looked at that promo video they did, and because of either studio lighting where they drowned out the weathering, you couldn't really see it. But believe you me, it is there. It's all over it, and it is fantastic. This is a great update to the Legacy Falcon, now the Vintage Collection Falcon, and I'm going to try and show it to you in this video. But to be honest with you, there's so much detail on this, and I saw this picture from my mate Bosk's Bounty, actually, of his mate's comparison, and it was hard to tell the difference then. But even if you look up here, SpaghettiOs, that needs to be right there. It's really hard to tell the difference. And look at this, now I've got two Millennium Falcons, but I'm not regretting the purchase because I know exactly what I'm going to do with each of them. Now I've got two, I can now have one of them open and have it as a diorama, because generally when I buy vehicles, I buy them, and you'll see quite a lot on the floor here. They're soon to be shelved and put into the right place. I've not been in this place long, so... But the thing is that, certainly with vehicles like this, I haven't got any figures in there at the minute, only a couple, but they are brilliant. They do open up. And on the rare occasions when you do open up, because I never leave it like that, and usually I have it closed up, you can see a lovely diorama of figures together. So now I've got that option of doing it with this one here. But overall, really good. Look at this, for example, straight in on the dish there. It's really actually quite hard to tell, but look at this one here, very plain, no paint jobs, but this has been washed all over. This has inherited a lot of the hot spots, like I predicted, or I didn't predict, but I could see it in the promos and stuff. That hot spot there, it's right here. It's almost like they have a computer or a factory where they've just basically replicated it, and well, I don't know how they do it. I'd love to sort of be a fly on the wall in one of their factories, but a lot of the specific things have made their way over. Like, for example, that touch of weathering there. I mean, this did have weathering, but only a few like burn marks and stuff, and a few drips here and there. This has got all that and more. I'm going to try and showcase it for you in this video. So join me, won't you? The first thing I wanted to say was obviously the externals. I'm trying to do this video in natural light to show you a fair, balanced kind of look at it. As I say, this does look fantastic, the Legacy one, from a top and from afar, but if you do get close to it, you see areas where they could have done with a little bit of grease and grime and stuff, and it just doesn't have it, but it's still fantastic. There's loads of detail, and on the bottom side, as you can see, there is no weathering whatsoever, whereas this bad boy here, look at that, they've really gone to town with full detail there. Makes so much more a difference. I've got to say this as well, if you really want to see how good this thing is, buy one, because I just don't think you can capture it very well on film. I think that Hasbro certainly can't capture it on film. They did showcase how good this is in that promo film. It looked washed out, and it looked worse than the Legacy, in my opinion. But it has got loads. Look at that, see? The detail there. Very nice. But it's not that much, and you know, if you have got a Legacy, and I'm going to talk about the interior now, because the interior, I am really disappointed with the interior of this. I was quite looking forward to it, you know. I thought it would beat it hands down, but no, the interior of this Legacy Falcon is actually better. The plastic they've used for this inside, and you'll see it shortly, looks really metallic. It looks like it's made out of metal. This looks plasticky. What I've done is, for the sake of making this comparison video, is I've put decals in both of them. However, except for one area, the cockpit, I haven't put all the decals in the cockpit, and that's because of the fact, well, man, since I'm talking about it, let's talk about it, let's get into it. That's another issue with this. I don't think, and I think Tim from Bosk's Bounty, who, if you want to see a full review of this, sound effects and all of that, go and see his video. He's got like a half-an-hour video looking at all the detail of this thing. There you go. It's in position now. But one thing I noticed with Tim's video is when he opened the cockpit, I thought, do you know what? It looks quite plasticky. Now let's have a look at it. Straight away. See, this is the new Galaxy's Edge Falcon. Look at the plastic they've used. I've now put decals in and to make it look better, but I can show you some images of what it looked like beforehand. And also there's a couple of decals that I haven't put on. Check it out. See these here? There's 4 stickers here that are supposed to be in the cockpit, and they're right at the back, and I don't want to put them on. Do you know why? Because if you feel at the back, there's some detail there. 3-dimensional sculpted detail. I don't fancy putting a sticker on that, man. It's going to peel off, you know. It's much better, or it makes more sense to put a sticker on a smooth surface. That's why I've put all these on, obviously, and that there, because I do want to put stickers in. It sets it off. A lot of people have decided not to because they don't want to wreck it. In fact, actually, that's interesting. That is interesting. I've just realised something at the back of this one. Maybe I didn't put them on. Maybe did stickers not come with that, or have they peeled off or something? Could have sworn that. Maybe I just bottled it and I didn't put it in that. I thought I put all the stickers in this one. This is the legacy one now. But mark my word, there is something about the plastic. It's a darker. Actually, I'm changing my mind now. Maybe they are the same. No. One thing isn't the same is this. You see the grey of that back seat there? That is not the same on this. Definitely not. It's a kind of a lighter grey, and you'll see that on the inside of it as well. Whereas the dashboard on this one is the same. That's the plastic that they've used. That's exactly the same there. Right. So, I haven't fancied putting those decals on the back of that, and I obviously didn't do it on that one as well. I do have the decal sticker pad for my legacy somewhere. I'll have to dig it out and reveal to you in another time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut and I'm going to open this bad boy up, both of them up, and I'm going to show you some things that I've noticed. See what you think. But here's some more shots of it. See, this is the legacy. Always had this lovely detail, and look at these oil drips, whatever you want to call them there. So from afar, it's got a lot going on. It's visually pleasing. This one here has got the same and more. If anything, the problem with the weathering on this is from a distance, right? You can't see its weathering. It just makes it a kind of a darker tone, but close up. See? Look at all of that. All that extra wash of grime all down it, see? And if I go to exactly the same part of the thing over here, you'll see how much plainer it is, you see? That's all plain plastic. But overall, if you've already got a legacy one, it's up to you, man. If you really want to have 2 Falcons, you can. Or get the most up-to-date one. Yeah, it's up to you. Certainly this one does have more in terms of weathering than that. That's the bottom line. There on the front there, you can see the nose of the mountable claw, or whatever it's called. There you see a Nintendo 64 in that box there. I'm just using this as a temporary table to do this review. And then over here on the front of the nose, nothing, man. Well, apart from a few spots there that they've done, which make all the world of difference. There you are. Now, let's open it up. Before we do that, actually, God, I'm all over the place here. I'm trying to do this live, just to get it out there. Uncut. Now, the differences were of this, of course. Legacy Collection, you got these 2 figures with it, which were great figures. Look at Chewbacca there. That's just Chewie, how I remember him in A New Hope. And then with this, you get 2 new... with the Galaxy's Edge one. So I'm doing 2 things at once. So I'm trying to get Hondo and Arca back on his stand. Which the problem with Hondo is... Whoa, Hondo... Oh, come on, Hondo. Do me a favour. I'm going to cut there. Boom. Alright, we're back. Oh, I'm back. So the problem with Hondo is, and I was just having trouble then, his peg holes are not deep. Sometimes it happens with figures, you know what I mean. Sometimes the peg holes are good. That's a modern figure stand, that. But he doesn't go all the way, and so he fell over. But anyway, so the figures are great. There's Hondo. And there's Chewbacca. The thing with Chewie is we all know he looked groomed in Force Awakens, but that looks like a younger Chewbacca. Look at the eyes there, the infantile eyes. So either he's going backwards in age. I'd expect him to look a little bit... I know he's brushed, but he looks more like a Solo Falcon there. From Solo, a Star Wars story. Anyway, it's still a good Chewie. I'm going to probably put him up there somewhere. There's space for him there. Not decided who's going in what cockpit, or what yet. But the other thing I want to show you is, of course, the new Galaxy's Edge Falcon comes, of course, with this antenna. But for the sake of doing this review, I wanted to put 2 of the classic original trilogy dishes on. See, even from here, this angle here, you can see how much lighter that one is there, because this is covered in a wash. So it's got more of a grey, darker colour to it. And it is impressive close up. But next, I want to show you what is going on inside. And I have to say, this is the biggest disappointment I've had with this Falcon. The other thing, before I move on and show you inside, is that do you know what? I might be wrong on this. I think that the Legacy one is heavier. I don't know. I picked them up before. Maybe it was all in my head. That one seemed lighter. I don't know if anyone's actually weighed them. Get back to me if you have. But I don't know. Anyway, let's get them open, man. Enough waffle. Boom. Oh, boom. Hang on. Before I open it up, I just noticed something different. It's important I do this since I'm doing a comparison video. Look at that. Look at that. That is brand new for this sculpt. This is the Galaxy's Edge one. Boom. There's a blast mark there. Blast point there as well. And they are deep. You can feel them engraved in there. Whereas, let's have a look at the equivalent over here. These are smooth. So that's good. They've actually gone to the effort of showing brand new blaster damage and stuff to make them different, because of course they are supposed to be from different eras, you know. This is supposed to be 30 years after Return of the Jedi or whatever, in the Galaxy's Edge Batu era, and this is obviously original trilogy, although this has inherited the same sound. Speaking of sounds, I will show you in a separate video them. I don't want to go to town with them yet. I'll do that in a separate video. But one thing I have noticed as well, and I knew this from other people's reviews, this Falcon, it's different. It is permanently on. If you put batteries in, it's on. Whereas this over here has an on and off switch. It's currently on. It's not anymore. This over here is, well, I haven't touched it since I've got it, and I've just pressed that button there. And I'm telling...
Those TIE fighters must have followed us back to Batu.
In the factory, they've set it as Galaxy's Edge sounds. If I flip it that way... Oh wow, it even makes that noise. I didn't know it did that. It should be New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid.
That's your evidence there. So here's the thing. It's always on. You can't turn it off, which isn't a problem, I suppose. I always turn that off thinking that it's going to save batteries and stuff, but I really don't know what the technology of that. One thing I noticed when I was watching Tim from Bosk's Bounties video is this. This is my favourite feature on either Falcon, by the way, but watch this. Watch this. This is the drawbridge thing. Oh, hang on a minute. It would help if I turned it on. Boom. Right, take 2. And off go the lights. Fantastic. I'm pretty sure with this, the lights stay on. Look at that. They stay on, man, which is quite good. It wouldn't be good if you left them on and walked away and your battery went flat, but I'm just saying, if you're doing a diorama or a photograph for Instagram, oh, they've gone off now. Interesting. So they do go off, but they stay on for longer, which is nice, because it's part of the thing of, when you're enjoying that feature, it's lovely. Obviously, you wouldn't want to get off the drawbridge the way I've got it here, because it ain't on a landing platform. It's just the way I've got things set up here in a minute, folks. But I just think it's nice that they stay on that a little bit longer, because you can really enjoy it when the LEDs come on, you know. You're just sort of enjoying the sound of the mechanism and the lights, and then they suddenly go off on the other one, but they stay on for this. Again, look at that underside weathering. Fantastic. Let's have a look at this one here. See? Plain, man. Plain Jane. This is good, man. This is a good thing. So I've already made up my mind. This is what I'm going to choose as my model Falcon to have displayed. And then this is going to be my diorama thing, which I'm going to have left open, a bit like I've got that one, and figures inside, you know. It'd be awesome. Right, speaking of getting inside, boom, let's get this damn thing open instead of all this waffle. Join me. Okay, so I've got them both open now. We're going to start on the Legacy, because I want you to soak that up just one more time again. And maybe it's something that you can only tell when you're really close up, but look at that. You see the finish of the floor is really shiny. And you see, you've got the ports there. I think they could have probably done that in the back of the cockpit, that there, you see. As opposed to leaving it plain. But obviously I think I've realised now, I dodged putting the stickers in last time in, I think it was 2017 when I got this Legacy Falcon. But anyway, I just firmly believe that the inside of the other, see, I've got decals in this one as I have the other to make it a fair test. I just think that there's something a little bit more plasticky about the finish of it. Now I've closed up, I always keep them open, but I've closed up the others and I'll open them up again. The reason I keep them open is because it opens up the space. It makes it look like it's going to lead on to something else extra, whereas actually in there is a dead end. But it looks like it's leading to another chamber. I'll say again, my mate might reckon that they could have made this Galaxy's Edge one. They could have opened it out, taken out the soundboard thing and made a third compartment chamber or something, but I don't know. Whatever, it's still good. There's a lot of space inside it. So you notice the lighter colours, the other one's got a darker orange. The funny thing I've noticed is about the Galaxy's Edge one, the colour they've used for this and this here and that there doesn't match the seats that they've got. I mean, these were very plain, these Legacy Collection ones, right? So I was really looking forward to the Galaxy's Edge one because they look painted and beautiful in the publicity shots. But unfortunately, actually, I think it's a bit of a bodge job. It still looks better. There's a bit more colour there. But I just wasn't that impressed earlier when I opened it. But actually, putting them side by side, I'm changing my mind. Maybe it was because I opened it and I hadn't got any decals in it. And it would just look different from that one. I don't know. I just literally before... we're in the Galaxy's Edge one now. I just thought certain aspects of the finish... I mean, were not as good as the Legacy. But, you know, things differ, folks, don't they? You know, they make thousands in a factory, maybe quality control. I mean, I don't know who paints them and does all the magic inside them, but there you go, there's another shot there. This is Legacy. And let's go over here. You know, there ain't a lot in it, actually. I'm changing my mind literally in front of you in this video as I film it, you know, but that looks quite nice, actually. Oh my God. So there you are. Let's just open this then. So yeah. Oh, and the other thing is about this Galaxy's Edge one, be careful. Be mindful, be wary. The Jajarin chess pieces or whatever they're called, they come loose in this one. I never bothered to open them in this because they came, right, in a packet. And there they are, right there, you see, a sealed packet. And I knew by then about the hassle people have of losing these, so I just thought I'd keep them together. And I'd keep them in the cargo hold. Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. But with this, they actually come loose as part of some of the other loose items. I think this here, and all the Seeker Ball has come off. So I have got them. Whoa! Easy, Tiger. I've always wanted to know what they look like on there. And you know what? Since we're looking at them, I've not actually, this will be the first time I've done it, but I want to see what the lights are like on there. Does it make them shine? Light up? Not much. Doesn't stay on very long, does it?
Not wise, upset of working.
Well, we're on original trilogy there, so let's just flip over to Hondo and Arca for a quick second, just to hear some sounds. This is the first, literally the first time I'm hearing these sounds. I tell you what, I love the fact that the light stays on for the Galaxy's Edge one. It's good that, because it only comes on for a few seconds as you saw. Let's press it again. When you're doing the sounds, and I'm going to do a separate video for this, I don't want to get wrapped up in sounds and buttons at the minute for this video. Just want to give you an overview. Wow. So again, if you're doing photography and you want to get some shots of that thing glowing, get it onto Galaxy's Edge mode and then you'll do it. So yeah, I'll put the Seeker Ball on later, but all those things are the same, you see. Except it looks a bit longer, that one. Maybe I could have changed mine, I don't know. Maybe done some slack on it, or maybe they're all different, or I don't know. Interesting. Just literally speaking my mind as I look at it, folks. Do you know what? That's pretty much all I want to say for this video. I was going to talk to you about the externals and the internals, you know, and they're the main things. Definitely Galaxy's Edge beats this one on the externals, you know. It's got what that's got and more, you know. It's plussed. Internals, literally as I've made this video, I've changed my mind. I think that they're pretty much much of a muchness, except obviously the obvious change is the colours, you see. That's more of an orange, that's got a cream, and I like the cream finish, it matches the outside of that one. I don't know. And then also the figures, boom, you know, that's an obvious change. And, you know, as for me going forward displaying them, I'm going to have a bit of fun now. I've got two. Just need to find out exactly where in my collecting empire I'm going to put them, you know. I'm sorry, there's one thing I didn't show you, and it's the escape pod. So basically, this on the left is Galaxy's Edge. That's Legacy. There was absolutely nothing in it. They're so similar, and the only difference I can see is that one's got orange paint apps, whereas the other doesn't. I'm just on a windowsill there. Excuse the no frillsness about this. So there's the inside, and even the colour of the seats is identical, so I don't think they've bothered to do any changes there. Except how I've put the sticker on, look at that. I've done a worse job putting the sticker on inside that one than I have on this one. God damn it. But there you are, I just thought I'd show you that. Awesome. That's all, I think, folks. And that is all. If you've got any questions, thoughts, concerns, worries, if you've got any opinions on this, it's not just my opinion, it's dead interesting to hear what you have to say. If you want to see me opening this thing, check out my Patreon page. That's at Only One Kenobi on Patreon. I had a few things that arrived today, so I'm going to do a review of the Rogue 2 Snowspeeder that came also in the post. And also I'm expecting something from Blacked Out Ewoks coming in the post soon as well. The final thing I want to show you is the date stamp on this thing. Let's open this up. On here, it says, right there, Hasbro 2019. Over here, it says 2008. Because I was thinking it was going to have that date stamp on this one, since they are pretty much, well, they are exactly the same thing. There's everything on here that's on there. But obviously, as we've discovered, boom, there are some changes like that. See that blaster point there? Blaster mark? Burn fire, whatever you call it. Burn damage, whatever. I think I have spoken enough on this. Thank you for joining me. I hope that it's been of use to you or has been of some interest. It's a very off the cuff video, but join me for another one. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.